Howdy, howdy, people. I know that y'all are coming in slowly, but y'all will be arriving soon. So... Alright, so first thing is, can everybody hear me good? So press 1 if you can hear me. I know that there's a lag to this. We're just going to have to work through it. You got to make sure that you click on the live button once in a while. You're here. Let's go. That's correct. WDP uncensored. Let's go, everybody. So, all right. Now, how is my voice to y'all? Does it need to be adjusted or does it sound good enough? If it sounds good enough, give me, the number 3. So now y'all are lagged behind, just so that you know. It's going to take, you're probably lagged, I don't know, maybe... maybe 10 seconds or so. So make sure you click that live button once in a while. So, clear, perfect, awesome, it's perfect, sexy, let's go. All right, so now let's check this sound. Tell me how this sounds to you.
And since you've been there all week, you certainly know that these students, these protesters have been very single-minded, and they really haven't been of a mind to say, okay, yeah, we'll give into your demands, correct?
Okay, if everybody heard that, go back and press 1 if you don't mind. If this all works, then the show shall begin. Seeing someone say good, so hopefully y'all heard the noise coming in off of the YouTube. 1. All right, awesome. So it's quiet, it's low. Okay, that's exactly what I needed to know. Okay, I can fix that.
The reason is they're going both north and south here on Amsterdam. This group has been here for almost all day at this point. I mean, it's grown in the past couple hours, but people have been out here since this afternoon at least. And again, as I've been saying, this is the side that's closest to Hamilton Hall, so I'm not sure if from this side the students are able to see if anything is happening on campus. I cannot see through the gates if anything is happening on campus from this area right here, but all of a sudden, in the past minute or so, the large group has suddenly started to move in a sense. And,
yeah.
And to your point, as you were saying earlier, that the university and the administration here has definitely struggled with how to respond to this in the past 2 weeks because, Columbia historically for decades has been a university that really prides itself on student activism. It has not just prided itself, all
right, so now is the sound better from the video quality? If it is, definitely give me a 1. Okay, good. So hopefully my voice kind of matches with it. If not, it's no big deal. So, all right. So what we have here is the active situation. A lot of y'all were asking and saying, man, what are you watching over there that's taking place that you can't talk about? So a lot better. Good. So thank you everybody that's liking. If you do want to, gift me and things like that, I don't know, just find a way. I do have, PayPal and Zillow and all that type of stuff that's in my Discord if you want to. But, so let's just enjoy the show. If you sit there and you're like, hey, I do want to support you later, then definitely you can go through and do so. Let's see what's going on here now.
Action breakout. I don't know if Allie is still there because there appears to be some scuffling going on. It's not clear if police officers are there. Allie, can you see anything?
Allie is gone.
I've had to get away from the camera, but it certainly looks right now that there's some sort of disturbance going on. The barricades have been broken. The students are running in different directions. and it's just hard to make out what's going on right now.
So it's really not hard to make out what's going on right now, is because the police showed up in riot gear earlier, and there's like 4 different types of police officers. You've got some that are dressed in black, some that are dressed in blue, some that are dressed in white, some that are in riot gear. Then you got other types of mixed bags that are there. And what you're seeing is that police actually brought in these barricades that was around there. I don't know how long they've been planning this, but they brought in barricades, and what they're doing is they're actually surrounding these people so everybody gets arrested. That is what it looks like to what is taking place. And because last night, these pro-Palestinian supporters came out saying that they sent an alert to everyone that said, hey, determine your escalation for what you want to do, and type deal. Well, so a lot of people stuck around thinking, oh, okay, I won't escalate much, I'll make sure to get out of here once police show up. Well, that's what a lot of them thought they were going to do. They thought they were going to run away from these cops. And so when the police showed up about an hour ago, that they were trying to leave, and the police used the barricades and stopped them there, would not let them get out, and started making arrests. So no idea how many people have been arrested so far. You now have where they arrested the easy ones that didn't want to get arrested. They arrested the easy ones. Now you had the people who were at the front gate who thought they were going to cause a little bit of a trouble, as you just seen, where they were, trying to bust through the barricades and run free, and you saw that some of them were arrested. Some of them did get away, no telling what police that we don't see here on the camera, but that was what was taking place there. Now you have all the rest of these pro-Palestinian supporters that are inside the gates, and they are going to be arrested because they vandalized. Everyone took acts in it last night. If you were left standing there, I mean, come on, how do you say that you were not part of the vandalism last night, but you're part of the peaceful protest of it? You got to be kidding yourself. So, by the way, I said it, if you're new to the WarDeadpool channel, look, I am a very non-biased person. I report facts all the time, and a lot of people will sit here and say that I am biased due to the way that I report this incident, but I am very just straight to the facts and honesty of what's happened on this show, and I can tell a lot of y'all are really enjoying this. Let's go. But the reason why... Here's the facts that have taken place. You have these pro-Palestinian people, supporters, even though they're not really Palestinians. I'll get into that, okay? But here's what they've done. They've gone in, they've literally defaced trees. Come on, shrubberies. Really? Shrubberies and trees. That's something that is illegal. They are making students who are unable to go to attend classes. These schools have a problem. Even though that something's public doesn't mean that you can do something. You can sit here and scream that, oh, it's freedom of speech all you want to, but let's not forget, you just cannot go into a movie theater and scream fire all you want to. You can do it, but you will still go to jail for doing something like that. So let's not forget that. Also, by the way, if you're listening to me and you're like, man, I am lagged behind a little bit, make sure that you click the live. It'll be in the bottom left hand corner. It's red. When you if you see it red, that means that you're up to date on the latest point. There's a little bit of lag sometimes, 30 seconds behind. Sometimes it's further than that, but you can do that. Other things that they have done. They have last night they hit the heightened of this. Of doing illegal actions. They went and started vandalizing the school, Hamilton Hall, and this is in Columbia, New York University here. But they started vandalizing the school to where they were breaking glasses at the doors. They were barricading students. There's different types of students here. You actually have legit students who were told to be shelter in place. And you had these wannabe pro-Palestinian supporters, because they call themselves pro-Palestinian supporters, but they're not. We know that they're there as Hamas supporters. And I'll break that down for you. You're not going to like what I say if you're someone who says that you're at these college campuses. You're going to hate me, and it's all cool. I'm just going to call you out for what you are. So, but anyhow, last night, these wannabe pro-Palestinian supporters went and started breaking the glass and barricading actual students that were sheltered in place, barricading them inside. It literally, as anybody who was watching this, if you were watching it like a movie, you were like, wow, this is going to be a setup to where they're literally going to barricade everybody in here and set it on fire. That's how it looked. Okay. So fast forward, you're sitting here saying that maybe, hey, WarDeadpool, here I am, I'm a pro-Palestinian supporter. Why do you sit here and call a lot of these people Hamas? All right, so number one, they've done facial recognition on a lot of these people who are here at this acts at these college students. They're not college students. They're adults. They're homeless. They're people that are not even actual citizens of this country. They came in with a visa. Shocker alert, right? We've been letting them in. Everybody's been saying that, oh, we've got a problem at Mexico's borders, and you're right on that sense. But we have another problem to where we let people into this freaking country that come all around the world into this country legally and allowed. And that's what you're seeing here. That's the big deal that is taking place. So here's the other thing that you're sitting here going like, oh man, you're anti-Palestinian. No, I'm not. I'm actually friends with people. Believe it or not, one of the people who feeds me news is actually Palestinian. He helps me with this type of stuff. So what I'm getting at is you may be saying that you are Palestinian. Well, if you are Palestinian, let me just go ahead and nip it in the butt for you. If you are a woman and you support Palestinian, you need to understand that you can't stand on the front line, because if you did, you would be crucified. You're not execution styled. You're actually crucified. If you are a woman on the front lines, you're not allowed to. That's Muslims for you. Okay. Now you sit here and say there's different parts of Muslims, and I agree with you. You have radical Muslims, just like you had radical Christians that dressed up in white and they were the KKK. You have radical Muslims. You have different types of law and things like that. So here we go with oh boy, man, there's so much to go with. So you sit here and you say that you're for pro-Palestinian, yet you never attend a, you never have attended a call of prayer. Okay? Never attended a call of prayer. So you're insulting Muslims. You're insulting Muslims. So when was the last time someone was crucified? In West Bank. And it was a Palestinian person. It was a Palestinian person, and it was several of them that came out of the jail. See, you don't get to hear all of the news that I want to sit here and tell you. So let's jump onto that subject real quick. There's so much that I have not been telling y'all. So, and it's probably going to take y'all a good couple hours that you're going to be like, holy shit, man. Like, there is so much stuff. Yeah, WDP just literally used the S word. I apologize, but holy crap, like there is so much that WDP has not been telling us that he knows. All right, so West Bank, for instance, okay, West Bank, okay, is not something new. West Bank is not just being attacked by Israel because they're going after Hamas. They've been going after West Bank forever, okay? Now, here's another thing. There's been people who get arrested, okay? People that get arrested in West Bank, okay? And so when Israel did their first agreement to where it was a 3-to-1 odds, okay? They released 3 prisoners for 1 hostage, okay? When they did that, they said that they were going to release the prisoners in the area they got arrested at. It's a very, very key thing here. Well, what happened? Well, they released some of these people back into West Bank. West Bank sat there and were crucifying some of the people that were Palestinians back into West Bank. You think you understand what the hell is going on, but you absolutely have no idea of how much of a crap show it is, of a circle jerkle, of a circus over in the Middle East. It's insanity. Okay? So crucifying takes place. Literally, they leave you there to where your body glows so much of fluids and everything, you turn into a fat blob. You have crows that come out of the sky and pick your eyes out. They leave you sitting there, crucified. Welcome to the spicy side of WarDeadpool. This is what you get on this type of channel, okay? Now we start to understand some stuff. Now, let's say that you're someone who's like, hey, I'm humanitarian. Well, let's go into that part, because if you're humanitarian and you sit here and say that, you know, you don't want Israel to keep its stuff going on in Gaza, okay, at the Gaza Strip, you don't want it, okay? You just don't want people to die. Cool, good for you. But how do you feel about the Houthis that are killing by starvation and numerous other things to the people of Yemen? See, you don't know that, do you? You don't study that. It's insanity, the type of stuff that goes on to where you have people that say they're pro-Palestinian. You have no fly and flip what you are supporting. It's an embarrassment, okay? So if you don't know what the Houthis are, if you don't know who Hamas is, if you don't know who Hezbollah is, let me break it down for you. They're labeled as proxies of Iran. They are Iranian-backed militia groups, okay? Now, what takes place is a whopping year of 1979 where Iran wanted to sit there and preach death to Israel and death to America. That's the chants that you hear in here. Here's another one for you if you sit here and you want to say that you're humanitarian. Let me break this one into you, and you say that you're in these marches. And you say that you are against genocide of what Israel is doing to Gaza. Yet you do this chant that calls from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. That is the chant that you use. Do you know what the hell that chant means? That is literally genocide chant. What the flip are you doing? If you sit here and you say that you're against your belief into thinking that Israel is doing genocide, why are you dare saying that you're for genocide of Palestine doing this? It's idiotic. Hypocrite is an understatement for some of y'all. Now, I know that a lot of y'all, I have no clue how many people are in here. Someone will tell me in a minute how many people are watching me throw out straight facts to you. But I know majority of y'all are sitting here saying you're a WDP supporter, you love the facts. You may sit here and say that you are humanitarian and you still like the way that I talk. I'm into the facts of it. There's not many people who actually dare come across me that want to sit here and say, hey, we're for free Palestine. There's not many people who do it. Because again, I'm going to ask you, why do you keep insulting Muslims with literally right now, you're at a freaking campus. You're at a campus, nighttime just hit. You should be doing call of prayer. You're insulting Muslims. Congratulations. The things that you are trying to say that you are for, you're being an asshat. You're being a joke. That's what you're being. By the way, if you look down in the bottom left and you see that the live button is gray, make sure you click on the gray button and we'll go to red so you see it's live. So yeah, there's your breakdown. I can go into a lot of things for you. Look, if you've never been introduced to Middle East, and nothing against anybody in here, don't feel bad. You're learning history. You know, embrace it. Don't sit here and try and act like you know something. Actually embrace and say, I don't know what's going on. I want to know what's going on. You know? So you can sit here and say that you want to start learning what's going on. Let me explain some things of a circle jerkle of the whole entire circus that's going on over there. You have where Russia goes after Syria. You have where Turkey goes after Syria. You have where Syria, though, goes after Israel, and you have Turkey and Russia who is saying that Israel should do a ceasefire literally within weeks after the barbaric, sickening, disgusting acts that Hamas did to Jewish people. Okay? So why is it that Russia goes after Syria, yet they support Syria for going after Israel? Why? Because it's a circus over there. No one knows. It's so chaotic of the bullcrap that goes over there. Literally, you have civilians that go into Syria and don't even know what side of the street they can drive on. True story. Don't have a clue what side of the street they can go on. Don't even know what parts of towns they can drive through. Because there's so many different people in a conflict. Welcome to the Middle East. Straight chaos. You could literally have someone that's wearing a hijab and another one that's wearing the exact same thing, and it's black and white, and they're sitting here walking down the street, and next thing you know, it's a shoot up of chaos. And you're going, what just happened? What just happened? And they don't even know what happened. That's Syria for you. It's nuts. It's stupid. It's insane. Okay? Iran, what is Iran? Iran literally said it in 1979, and they still stand on it to the doorsteps of this day. Death to America, death to Israel. That's what they want. And we just learned that Iran is nothing more than a complete, utterly joke. You saw it. You saw what they tried to do to Israel. The worst they did to Israel was they hurt a little girl. That's all that Iran did. They're a joke. They sit here and they make these little crying wolves threats. They do this actions of threats. They're a joke. They never do it. They post, they make videos. They know how to run the internet. Just like a troll, someone who sits behind the keyboard. Guarantee you they're probably all sitting here, that there might be one even listening and being like, let me check this IP address and so I can tell him that, you know, I hope to screw his dog. That's what they're literally wanting to do, you know, is do some stuff like this. If I told them I had a goat, they'd be all for it, you know, but that's Iran for you. Let's see. So I appreciate it, Nixie. Yeah, some people don't know what side I'm on when it's on the TikTok side. So you're all good, you know. They say big devil, little devil. Yep. Yeah, that is another thing that is said. That American man is saying, letting us know that say big devil US, little devil Israel. So they are about to swat. Yes, they are. Let's listen in on this, and I'll catch my breath for a little while. Feel free to ask me any questions. I love it, but you've got WDP where I'm unglued. Trying to find the... Yeah, there we go.
Hamilton Hall, do you?
No, there's no street level door to that building. The entrance to Hamilton Hall, where the students are, is the campus side. So if you're entering from the street side, I guess the window's the way to do it. Is there something, can you see, is there something coming out of the window at this point?
No, there's nothing that I can see coming out of the window. I can't even see, you know, your eyes play tricks on you. At one point you'd say maybe there's a shadow in that window, but I can't say that for sure either. You'd have to think that anyone on the other side of that window really has to be concerned right now what's facing them. Now we're hearing
yeah, and I am now seeing the NYPD dozens going in through the gate as well. So you have police going on the ground through the gate.
Wow is what I'm hearing. Yeah, definitely no one inside that window. If they were inside that window, they'd already be doing something. Let's see. This live is a lot more spicy. Oh, it definitely is. Definitely is. Michelle said they tried this nonsense in Texas, but our troopers shut it down. They did. The only thing that I do want to address on that is that they went after a cameraman at first. After that, it took them a couple of days, and then they finally started working in to doing it right. Now, Texas, of all places, is definitely doing an amazing job, better than any of us, any other state for the border. They're the only ones who actually give a flying flip, you know. I do know that there is other states that support them and things like that, but I wish there was a lot more. You do now have the police heading into the building, so I wish they took a camera with them on this. But this is going to get very bad tonight. You can definitely expect some tear gas that is going to take place. You can definitely know that one's going to happen. Now, depending on how these people attack back, well, that could result in how this is going to take in. So, let's see. I wonder if any police left stuff slide because they believe the same as others. Well, that's a fair question. You know, sure. You know, that's always open to debate. You know, it's up to officers' discretions. But the thing is if you got 5 other officers around, I don't know if that would really fly so much. The tapping the hearts, I don't know if it helps. How many people we have in here right now? So, by the way, if a couple of y'all want to go over to my YouTube to the video I just made and let people know that, hey, he's live over on YouTube, you can do that and see if it brings people in. But I don't know if the taps help here. So, oh yeah, they're definitely gonna be crying. You know. So. $254, let's go. So I don't know if the tapping helps. I know one thing that actually helps is them being monetized, and I'm not monetized over here yet. So yeah, let's go. Good to see you, Lori. Let's see what else you kiddos are saying. I bet there are people ready to bail them out. I'm sure. I'm sure they are. But the thing is, it's some of what these people end up getting charged with. They charge the people in Seattle with conspiracy to what was it? It's conspiracy something. I can't think of the right word, but that's what they got charged with. That's a bad one to get charged with. That's not something that you just get bailed out from. So. Now the thing is, they fill up our jail cells, and usually that's when they're like, all right, let's let them go. So, yeah, it's going to be a long processing for them getting into jail. So, do they have people held in there? That's my question, D. Last night, so great question, D. Is last night they told the students, not these wannabe Palestinian supporters, but they told these students to shelter in place. And some of these students went inside. And then you saw these protesters who went and barricaded the doors, literally throwing tables and chairs all against the door so no one could escape. And then they started breaking glass It was really weird. If you watched it last night, you were almost questioning, is there going to be a fire in this building? Oh, as you know, there was no fire, but man, did it win. So, let's see if I have anything else to report. Let's see. Give me just a second. So, looking at the news, things going on. Yeah, everything that you see here is exactly what's all on X. So, by the way, is there anybody who does not like this spicy WarDeadpool? I'm curious. Press 1 if you are not a fan of the spicy WarDeadpool. You think they will charge them with domestic terrorism? I think that's a possibility of things similar to that, yes. How many in the hall? No idea. No idea. I hope it doesn't turn into into George Floyd type riots. I don't see it. I do and I don't, but I don't see it as like actual American citizens. These people that are doing this are people who are wanting to cause a problem. So, yeah, everybody pressing 2, loving it. Let's go. Y'all are awesome. So see, that's how far back you were delayed, by the way. So I asked that question earlier and I am just now seeing y'all's response. So it's just delayed. It's all right. I wish I could get it where it's better, but it's all right. So it says that it's delayed by 1 second. There's no way. Spicy, let's go. Love it. Let's go. How they get out in time, God forbid. Yeah. A Jewish student was assaulted. I did not know this. Hit in the head, knocked unconscious, and that was at UCLA. No charges. Crazy. How many cops do they freaking have? They got a ton. You got a ton. You got cops that are in riot gear underneath. This is now another type of cops that are here. So you've had cops that are wearing blue. You've got cops that are wearing black. You got cops that are wearing white shirts. You got these cops here in khaki pants. Let's see if I can see anything on the back that says NYPD police. Yep. So there is a lot. I don't know where they've been keeping these cops. Let's see what they are saying. I hear nothing coming in. Yeah, I guess they just ended up turning the audio out on this. Probably got tired of hearing the chanting. Let me make sure that it is still on.
Full of officers at this point,
Yeah.
With the emergency services unit of the NYPD are now.
Yeah, so I'm sure her mic will end up turning back on. But yeah, there's goodness gracious. I wish we had a live feed to what it looked like on the inside. So, yeah, yep, so those cops in the khakis, they have the zip ties. So, oh man, hate it for the police officers because they need to be paid more for doing things like this. You had 4 U.S. Marshals with their lives being taken yesterday. you got to start paying these guys more, because it's the numbers are dwindled down. I hate it. 268. Let's go. Joy, good to see you. Yeah, you heard
breaking news.
You heard her for a moment.
And good evening, everyone. This is Maurice Dubois in the CBS 2 Newsroom. We are looking at live pictures now. NYPD officers entering Hamilton Hall at the campus of Columbia University. It has been an intense situation all night as officers have approached this building, which has been taken over by protesters, pro-Palestinian protesters, as well as what the NYPD and the mayor are calling outside agitators. They say they have been patient, but they have decided now is the time to go in and retake the building. They have permission, obviously, from the campus, from the administration of Columbia there. But we have seen officers entering from the top of that, the spear, the tip there of a military-style vehicle that the police have been using to get officers in the building. Exactly how that's going, we do not know. We have seen officers entering the campus through another side. We know there are arrests. An unfolding, intense situation at Columbia University. Full report continues here on CBS News New York on the stream and CBS 2 News at 11. We'll see you then.
Okay, so I went quiet during that time. I'm looking on X. I will definitely bring X up. You know, obviously, I'll get the spicy side of everything. I will bring it up if I see anything that's, you know, important to show. Dozens of arrests are being made by New York Police Department riot officers of pro-Hamas supporters. Let's go. OSINT calling it like it is. And demonstrators that had locked arms in front of Hamilton Hall. So you got sound coming back in. Live and
here of the situation unfolding on the campus of Columbia University. NYPD officers in riot gear right there, and students there on the side. There are chants going on. There have been arrests tonight. The main point here tonight is that officers have moved in to retake Hamilton Hall. And you'll recall the mayor and the police commissioner and others have said it was partly retaken, or partly taken over about 12 hours ago by outside agitators. NYPD and the mayor have had enough. They have gone in and they are making a stand tonight on the campus. Now, live on the street there, right outside the campus gates, CBS 2's Allie Bauman. Allie, what do you see right now?
Maurice, yeah, we're right out here on 116th in Amsterdam outside the campus gates of Columbia University. You know, about maybe 20 or so minutes ago, this very massive NYPD emergency services truck came through. It is something that I had not seen before in my years of reporting in New York City, and it came and it pulled right up to the outside of Hamilton Hall, which is where those group of protesters have barricaded themselves inside since early this morning. Now, the campus gates on this side have been closed, and the police truck pulled right up to about the second floor window here of that building, and we saw maybe a dozen or even more officers break through the window and climb.
real quick, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to let y'all listen to this. So we'll be back literally in just a few minutes. Just going to get some water. Be right back. Continue to listen to this and enjoy. Thank you all for being here.
Once again in riot gear, did walk through on the ground through Columbia University's front gates here. Now, this is all happening in front of hundreds of protesters who have been outside the entrance here, as well as media for hours here who are watching this. And the protesters here have been jeering at the police. We did see several, arrests being taken place outside of the campus, even as the police were first trying to get up to the gates. They were arresting some people who were standing in front of the gates. We haven't seen any protesters from inside come out yet under arrest. We haven't seen any of the officers who went into the building come out on this side yet, but we're certainly waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything like this, Allie. No doubt I haven't seen anything like that military-style looking vehicle that the officers use to get in there. Talk to me about the scene on the street, because different camera angles show different things. We see there is a sense of calm right behind you. There's a bit of chaos off to the other side, and maybe to the other side a little bit more chaos. I can't really get a feel for it. Maybe you can set the scene for us in terms of confrontations with officers and so forth.
it may be a sense of calm right behind me, but don't let the shot be misleading, because right now there's barricades that are preventing people from going into the street where these officers are and getting closer to where the campus is. Now, I'm losing track of what time it is, but about an hour or so ago, there were hundreds of protesters that were just outside of the campus gates on the other side of the street here, and at some point, dozens of officers in the riot gear came through, started moving the barricades, and that's when we started to see, more clashes break out between protesters and police here. It didn't seem to get too violent or anything from what we saw, but we did see the police take about a handful of people into custody here as they were trying to clear them out here. Now, at this point, most people that I'm seeing are abiding by the barricades that are here, that are staying staying on the sidewalk and abiding by the barricades that they've set up. But hours ago, police actually shut down traffic here in Amsterdam for cars. So there haven't been cars driving through here, just been people in the street, and now they are, congregating on the sidewalk behind the barricades here, listening to what the police orders were, but I don't know if you can hear them right now chanting "Shame on you" at the police.
Yeah, I mean, Ali, let's talk about that vehicle, if you will. It's there in the center of the shot. There's a guy standing in the way, but it's a big, black, almost like a fire truck meets a police emergency services unit truck, and it's got this cherry picker looking sort of arm on the back of it. I don't know if you can see it pointing at the window right there. We've never seen anything like that in the city in all of our years of reporting here. What did you make of that, and how it was received, and how officers, basically it was a show of force as they pulled up?
I think that's a perfect way to describe it. It was definitely a show of force. I mean, they came through this crowd of protesters that are out here. The police drove through sitting on the roof with their shields in front of them, with their helmets already on. They drove right up. I couldn't tell if they actually drove into the building. It sounded like a little bit of a crash when they drove right up to the building. I'm not sure if it was just the curb or whatnot, but it was a loud entrance, and it was, I think that it's interesting that we're having such a public entrance into the building, because the university is not allowing media on campus at this point. They've asked even students to leave campus who are living in the dorms or to shelter in place. So what's happening behind those campus gates, we cannot see, but they've definitely made a public display of this, and they've done so in front of the protesters. And then they put that cherry picker, like you said, it's almost like a ramp that they lifted up and put up right to the window there, and then one by one went through the window.
Okay, Ali, surreal in so many ways, definitely unusual, but it seems to have helped them achieve their objective, which is to get into the building and probably take it back here at some point this evening. We're going to let you stand by for a minute there, keep an eye on what's happening. CBS 2's Alicia Reed is on the other side of campus. This is 116 and Broadway. Alicia, what do you see at your vantage point?
Maurice, they actually moved us over to 114th and Broadway, and right now we're on 114th. What you're looking at are people that are being taken out of the campus in handcuffs into buses that they brought and drove over to 114th. And so we saw at least 4 or 5 packs of officers walking onto campus, and right now,
let me pull that out.
Give us 1 second here, guys. They're moving us around. Give us 1 second. And so what we saw were packs of officers coming onto 114th and going onto campus. And in the meantime, they have the Heru team with the drones watching over the campus. Their officers manning the streets, telling students to shelter in place. So there are officers at the front of each building ensuring that these students are not coming out. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but there are people chanting from their windows and from the front of the buildings, "Shame on you," to the officers. But again, right now on 114th, I must say it is pretty calm. They are bringing people off into the buses now. At least 5 buses have been parked on 114th as they start bringing the people out. And
My bad. Mic's not on. My bad. So yeah, one thing that you want to make sure is that down in the bottom left hand corner of your video, there's a little gray button that says live. Make sure you click that live. It's on the video itself. Okay, and that'll put you into the latest time. So yep, just seeing y'all start saying that y'all just lost sound. That is how far back y'all are. So Angie, you can go ahead and take them out. So I don't know what's going on with them, but yeah, go ahead and remove them. You're all good. Great point. Where are the parents? Oh man. So that's another reason why they do this, silly, thing of face coverings. So, what a way to change hearts and win minds. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, to go across this type of actions just doesn't seem like it's going on. What's up, Mr. Jack Hicks? I went crazy spicy earlier, though. Let's see, what else do we have? Really? So someone, this is coming from Sandy coming in and saying that Ted Cruz came out on Fox and said that Soros and Rockefeller are funding this for $8,000 per protesters. That's wild. So CNN is showing it live. I don't have CNN, so I apologize on that. Can't show that. Throwing a bike assault. Hey, I mean, yeah, y'all were seeing that took place earlier. They will be protesting in jail. Yeah. Bringing in the buses, just filling them up, taking them out left and right. Let's see. They protest are so unpopular. The protests have to cover their face. Yeah. I mean, if you stand for a cause, what are you hiding? Shocker. I believe it. So thankful my kid does all online class. I know, crazy, right? I hate it for anyone who's attending, even teachers. So, do I have a source on which part, Nitzy? Sorry, I know that I ramble a lot of things, but yeah, Nick, see if you can tell me which one you're looking for a source on. Called that from the start on the protest a few weeks ago. Yeah. They've been in there a while. Yeah, they have. Wait, is this? Hold on.
They prefer not to arrest if possible. This is not like, I don't know if you recall the Republican convention in New York where I think 1,200 or more, 1,800 people were arrested protesting. That's not going to happen here. The police are doing this in a very judicious way. They're trying to avoid images that would encourage and amplify other protests. And the way to do that is use overwhelming force in terms of numbers, but not overwhelming force in terms of zip ties, in terms of any of the tools you might see in other cities, like in Tampa, where police are responding with looks like tear gas and zip ties. You're not seeing any of that, and you're seeing not that many people being taken off campus. Now, the question is, outside agitators is always a tricky phrase. Certainly, it means non-students. Certainly, they've identified who they say are professional agitators. And in the past, there have certainly been people connected to...
Nixie, on this part, this is where I'm seeing where Ted Cruz accusing Soros. I'm not really seeing anything that's like that $8,000. I can see things. Cruz rips major. The real money behind it. I don't know if that has anything to do with Soros. Let's do it in this way. But I appreciate you wanting to know. Hey, you got to report facts, and I give you that. So, yeah, this one looks like this will be something. The radical groups received at least $300,000 from Soros since 2017. But that is on this website. So, this website, by the way, this is Daily Wire here. If you want to read more up on it. But yeah, there you go. So I appreciate you, Nixie, on that. So, you believe it? Just wanted to make sure. But yeah, hey, look, I'm definitely one person who wants to make sure that I report facts and truth as much as possible. Trump on a phone. Oh, is he? The only reason why I don't play Trump, it's not that I have a problem with him. It's not that at all. The reason why I don't play when he's talking is because he has no power. It's just saying what he would do. So it's like a political ad, so to say. So, but that's the only reason why I don't play him. If it was something that was in power, I don't care who it is. I don't care if I don't like the person, which y'all know I don't like several politicians. So yeah. But yeah, are you live on TikTok too? I am not, because I am too spicy for TikTok. So, and they thought J6 was bad. Oh, January 6th? Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I just see it from both sides. People quick to jump on others. It's essentially because we're living in a dumpster fire of time period in history. I mean, I respect you on your thoughts and things like that. Oh, please don't get me wrong. I agree. This goes beyond the First Amendment rights. From what I remember, the courts are too liberal to do the right thing, though. Yeah. I mean, this has nothing to do with freedom of speech. You got people, like I've pointed out in my TikToks before, on how you got these people who won't let students and teachers enter into the building. You've got them where they're vandalizing the building last night. There was a few other things. Oh, the not allowing media in. You're not allowed to do that. That literally these people think they're more pointed than war. So yeah, and that, yes, that is correct. This one is in New York. So world's gone bye-bye. Let's go. TikTok deleted your subscription. What? Well, TikTok's only going to be around for 9 more months. I don't see TikTok being around for a long time. A lot of people sit there and they say, oh, TikTok, they're going to fight this in court. Of what? And then you got people on TikTok being like, oh, it's for freedom of speech. That's not why TikTok's being banned. TikTok's being banned because of the foreign adversary. That's what TikTok's being banned over. They're not going to court for that. So that to take them to court for freedom of speech, it just isn't going anywhere. So NBC doing their live. Let's see. Let me pull up some stuff. I got in trouble. Oh, I never knew that you were the type to get in trouble. So, but yeah, TikTok subscription was frozen, but not by me. Weird. I prefer YouTube because I can watch it on my TV easier. Yeah, I know a lot of people do like it over here on YouTube. Right now, I'm just not monetized though, so it's hard to be supported. So, let's see what other lives we have that's going on. I'll bring this live up, but it's not really that it's not better, but I'm still gonna bring it to where bring it up there just for when I want to show coverage. Let's see, who else do we have? Is that... I do want to listen to what Fox is saying.
Any more movement, any more action? We're approaching the top of the next hour. It's almost 10 o'clock there on the ground in the Big Apple on the Upper West Side.
Okay, so yeah, I would love to know what's happening inside of here. Who is Austin? This is the university that's holding 2 janitors hostage. What? I did not know that one. Did not know that one at all. Trying to see if there's any other news stuff that's here. Nothing else that has any spiciness that's going on. I will bring up ABC News in just a second. Man, lots of people showing the exact same similar stuff to what I am. And then I'll bring this one up. Okay, so give me just a second. There is 2 that I want to bring up, and then we'll have all of the ones that, you know, eventually I want to show y'all with. Let's see, what is this gentleman saying?
In itself, I think all information that's come out, and even the earlier press conference held by the mayor and the NYPD, that they were just waiting for a request from Columbia in order to make an entry onto the campus and to facilitate restoring order.
And Mark, as part of the letter that we just saw go from the university to NYPD, we did see mention that the university was acknowledging that
yeah, earlier they were Jack. Earlier there was some stuff, but now it's pretty chill. But who knows what's going on inside. I did hear someone off of these one news channels that we're watching that said, hey, don't want to show the stuff that's going on because we don't want this to escalate more, which is shocking. Shocking how our media has become. Back in, the 2008-10 days underneath Barack Obama, and you had protest happening then, they didn't love showing the peaceful side. They loved showing the chaos, is what they reported. Now you have where it's the other way around. They want to show all the peace stuff. They don't want to show the chaos stuff. So, no, that wasn't my Alexa. That was that guy's Alexa. Let's see. Haley. They're saying Israel didn't have the right to fight back, and Hamas, slaughtered 1,200 Israelis and took 200 hostages. Yeah, I forget what the numbers are, but yeah. Yeah, if you are a anti-Israel person, let's just call it what it is, because that's generally what people are. If you're an anti-Israel person and you're in here, or you're humanitarian, look, whenever you have Hamas give back all of the hostages, then we could have a little bit better of a talk. But right now, they have all the hostages. Right now, they can't even release 40 because Israel knows that the true number is probably more than likely about 300 hostages alive out of the 150 they claim to have. So, and by the way, the guy who has his arm cut off that you've seen, that the Hamas just used as a, what's the word I'm looking for? Psychological warfare. That was a hostage, that guy who has his arm cut off. Well, that guy is actually born in California. He went over to Israel. So, but yeah, he is from California, and he is a hostage there. Not everybody who's a hostage is from Israel. They've had several people all around the area. So let's see. New York Police Department is finally able to do something. Hey, I'm right there with you on that one, boss. I think if they would have not vandalized the school last night, they probably would have let this stuff continue. Now you've got where everybody is getting rained on. Usually that'll break a protest up a little bit. Hummus. WarDeadpool, I sent you a video via Discord. It's video outside my friend's work. She's starting to get worried because the streets are becoming blocked. Yes, they mentioned on these lives that they're blocking streets. They don't want people to see what's going down. So, yeah, just tell her to shelter in place. More than likely, she should be fine. You don't have... If any of these people were going out and trying to attack people, that would be wild. But yeah, so far I see no signs of that to be taking place. So, but I would definitely tell her, stay inside. Don't come out. Police and service members need paid more for risking their lives for us. Hey, I'm right there with you. Good thought, Corey. Is it raining there? Yes, it is raining. Rain probably will break some of this protest up a little bit. Thank you for coming to YouTube. TikTok sucks. Well, TikTok I make money off of, so I have no idea who Lou Valentine is. Nancy, someone reported him. Oh yeah, on TikTok. Yeah, that is why I'm here. Someone reported me on TikTok, and it was nope, I ain't doing that one. Right now I have 1,000 subscribers over there, so yeah. WarDeadpool will do. She's just very anxious, yeah. Watching Georgia. It is bad there, really. I know that 3 days ago y'all did a lot of arrests down in Georgia. So at a college campus, but then it looked like they came back the very next day. So, did you hear the White House is discussing? Yes. What Ritz is saying is truth. That the White House is discussing to bringing citizens of Gaza into America. They're discussing that. How do you feel about that one? Like, I'm here to say it. I'm unchained over here. Okay? Now, I don't talk about politics and things like that, but let me be frank. You have Biden, who is anti-TikTok. Just about every one of y'all who are watching me are members of TikTok. So who are you going to vote for? I'm not saying that for you to answer. I'm just saying, think about that for a second. Half the people in America are on TikTok. Half the people. Then you have crap like this to where they're saying, hey, let's bring in people of Gaza. Let's bring them here to America. I just don't see how Biden would get reelected. Emory in Georgia, where it was at, yeah. So, I mean, look, I'm not going to do a poll. I would love to do a poll and ask how many people. I really think that there is people out there who possibly were planning on voting for Biden again, and I think that they're not going to on this one. And the reason why I think that they're not going to is, one, the TikTok ban, and number two, because there's talks of bringing people from Gaza into America. So I mean, he isn't going to be reelected either way. Supposedly, they're doing background checks and working with Egypt about that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. That's exactly what I say on that. So, oh man, do they have the activist woman on here? Why are they giving her the microphone? Why? Someone explain this to me. Why does she get the microphone? She's been doing illegal actions, telling people to do illegal actions. Why give her the microphone? You gotta be kidding me. I want another option for president, actually. Overhaul the entire government. Now, Kiki, I have talked about if I ever was president, which I won't be. If I was, I can tell you that I would leave Ted Cruz. Like, hey, look, you've got WDP where I can talk about this stuff, but I would leave Ted Cruz. I would leave Texas alone. But just about all the rest of them, except for Oklahoma. I do like the senator from Massachusetts, believe it or not. There's a couple other people that I do like, but there's not many. But yes, I'm with you. I would say a good 90%. at minimum 90% that I would just clean out. So, great question, Mappo. So Mappo's asking the question, could this be fake to instill fear? When you see, so let's go through and say, hey, it's funding. Then that would be to instill fear, to cause chaos and things like that. But when you see this woman being given the microphone here, then you're sitting here going, these are the people who want fear. So I don't see it as, fake, making it up. I think there's people who just want to be anti-government, anti-Israel, and be that little kid who says, a parent says, hey, honey bunny, you can't date that guy. And then next thing you know is that she's fighting you and she's coming back and, covered up, being drunk and things happening to her. And you're going, daggnammit, I wish you would have listened to me. Type deal. This is what you have a lot of. So this woman is talking all kinds of nonsense. Oh, yeah. That's why I have her shut off. I don't look, why give the microphone to people who are doing illegal actions? Why give them the microphone? Plus they speak nonsense. Hey, look, you got people who actually believe that there's a Palestinian map. Yeah, that's right. There's a Palestinian map that shows all of Israel. And it's hilarious. They say that. Look, go find me that map that was put in a book before 1995. Not when you say it happened, not what that image says. I want you to take that and show me what book published it before 1995. You can't find it. Also, I want you to sit there and look at your Palestinian map and ask yourself, why is it there's little circles that are blocked off? Well, the reason why there's little circles that are blocked off is because that's places like Jerusalem and Jerusalem and Bethlehem and, other places that are hotspots of civilians. They're minor and major cities, okay? So what this whole entire kick of the United Arab Emirates is claiming is literally sand. It's pretty much someone went to the moon, put a flag there, and said, I claim all of this. No one fought them over it. No one said, hey, you're right. That's what took place. Just a little bit of a history lesson for you. So, but yeah, if you are someone who's listening to me, there's your challenge. Tag me in a TikTok video. I don't care how bad you bash me. Show me a book that's before 1995 where it's published of that map. You won't be able to do it. Doesn't exist. You'll be easier to find dragons and unicorns before you can find a map of 1995, before 1995, that shows that Palestinian ruled that area. Just want to heart things because I'm lazy. I'm still mad that we didn't get Cruz a few years back. Hey, look, I would love to talk politics. Don't get me wrong. I love to talk politics. There are certain things that I love to discuss, but the only people who get to have that conversation with me is people who actually know me. And I dive deep into my stuff. So yeah, but no, I'm not doing that because it's going to divide fan. It's going to cause chaos. So, but yeah. That is correct. Did not exist, Mr. Digital Warrior. The post-World War I agreement, GB Balfour signed by Rothschild States Palestine. So I'm laughing because people don't know what the word Palestinians and Palestine all mean. I mean, you literally have some people who think that Palestinians existed in Old Testament, and I'm not meaning that laughing at you with the World War I thing. It's how United Arab Emirates, if you want to say it, that was their language. Doesn't mean that it's Palestinians that you're seeing today. That's not what that means. So we don't actually know you. That's right, you don't. Only one person in here voting for yeah. The parents of these students must be on their yachts. And so here's the thing. Wow. Bus full there. Oh man, one guy being all crazy in the back of that bus. But so here's something. A lot of these people that are doing these protests, they did a facial recognition here and found out that they not many were students, and that's part of the reasons why they did facial coverings, wearing the hijab coverings. It's hilarious. I saw where someone was arrested and you had protesters who were getting their panties in a wad because they removed the face covering. And it's like, you're arrested. Welcome to America. You know? And then I find it funny. People want to sit here and say, IDF trains the police. Well, if IDF trained the police, they know not to remove the face covering. The insanity of things is hilarious. Welcome to, West versus East. Things are different here. So, let's see. The letter P ain't even Arabic in the alphabet, I heard. I don't know about that one. I don't know Arabic and all that jazz. I don't know it that much. I wish I did. I do. I do wish I knew that. Yep, it's ridiculous. My people, I am late to the party. Yeah, you are, Jolene. You missed. Everybody want to let Jolene how much she missed the spicy WarDeadpool side. Not once, but twice. Curse words flew out. Like welcome to the YouTube channel. I'm unglued over here. So, yeah, we're gonna hang out here. Oh, that guy is insane. He is going to love Bubba. Bubba is going to love that guy, especially with the way he's doing that jump in motion. And I know someone's going to come in here and be like, my name is Bubba. Welcome to the real world, yeah. Let's see. By the way, anybody who is in here, I say this, like, look, if you're voting for Biden, okay. If you're voting for Trump, okay. I don't care. That's not what my platform's about. That's not what I want to be seen as. I never want someone to sit here and be like, WDP is a Trump supporter. I don't know. I want to be seen as the guy who just reports news and tries to kick as much politics out of it. So, a soap drop. Yeah, that little boy's going to be doing a lot of soap dropping. Papa loves squirrely boys. Yeah, you can hear it live. I can turn it on for you.
Opting some of the protest and some of the message from the demonstrators earlier?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be based on my knowledge on campus, they've restricted access to only CUID holders. So I think it's very unlikely that it's like a majority led from outside agitators. But this group is identifying as an autonomous group that isn't affiliated with these sort of Columbia adjacent groups. And now they face expulsion. So I guess on a technicality, they are no longer recognized as students.
Now, given the tension that you've seen.
And time out a second. Maybe there is more people added in. But last night there was chaos that was done. Just want to throw that one out there.
Given the escalation that we're seeing tonight and given just the passion of a lot of the demonstrators that we've seen, even if the campus is clear tonight, even if Hamilton Hall is clear tonight, what do you see happening in the next coming weeks?
Yeah, I mean, in my own personal experience as a student here, and I'm about to graduate too, I cannot imagine any sense of calm coming back before graduation. I don't know if I'll have a graduation. This university is unrecognizable to me. I'm honestly like in awe and in shock constantly these past few days, and I honestly don't have the ability to imagine a campus that isn't, surrounded by the NYPD and, students fearing getting doxed. And it's been this for months and months and months, and I think it's going to take some serious.
Anyone just notice what she just said? Did anyone hear what she just said? Students afraid of being doxed. That's insane. Because you know why? Do you know why? That's a Iranian tactic to dox people. That's a proxy of Iran. That is a Iranian-backed militia tactic there to dox people, so that they can go after them. If you remember 23andMe, someone took that, went into Jewish people. This is true story. If you don't know it, definitely look it up. 23andMe. They went and someone hacked it and sold names of people that were of Jewish descent, even down to their kids, selling the stuff. That happened before the event in Hamas happened, like a week before. Weird coincidence, right? Weird coincidence. What is doxing? Great question. Doxing is where you provide names, addresses, locations of where people live, and with the intent to hurt them. So let's say that someone wanted to try and dox me. I have to prove to the court of law that someone used my name and it was never public information. I have to prove that they had intent to hurt me. I have to prove that I had some type of loss, even if it was money or physically getting hurt. I had to prove these things. So that's what doxing is. So yes, it's saddening. That's what they're doing to students. This is a student who called in here. Mind-boggling, isn't it? Very heartbreaking, actually, to sit here and listen to the student sit there and say how she doesn't even know if it's a college. That's going back to just an event that just took place 4 years ago. To where a lot of kids didn't even know graduation. That girl, actually, about to graduate. There's a possibility that her high school graduation she never got to attend, and now she's in college about to graduate. She ain't even going to get to attend that. How sad. So let's continue on. There are no coincidences. I agree with you.
Serious effort from administration and whatever happens next to restore any sense of normalcy here.
Do you have friends at other universities that are seeing what's happening at Columbia and worried about what's going to happen on their campus?
Yeah, I mean, I have friends who go to UC schools in California and some other private colleges on the West Coast, and they, their students have kind of co-opted this movement started at Columbia, and so they were checking in with me at the beginning, and now they're sending me updates from their campuses, and it sounds very similar to me. I'm not too familiar with like the specifics of their movements, but the timeline is like Columbia is at the center of all of this.
What do you think it's going to take to de-escalate all of this?
Okay, that's a hard question for me. But I do think that with Dead Week now, finals, once students don't have housing, our numbers are limited. And there might be less need for police presence. But I don't know what is happening in the encampment right now. I'm told earlier today that there are students still in that original encampment. It has not been disbanded as of this moment and my current knowledge. But I think...
Time out on that. Students still in there. Students. She's not talking about protesters. She's not talking about protesters. She's actually talking about students. Sad.
The summer vacation may be the only thing to escalate it for now, but I don't know. I really don't know.
And if I understand this, and I'm not sure if you fall into this category, but we've got...
Just a timeout. One thing, if you want to make sure this is in live, make sure where it says in the bottom left-hand corner, right about in here, right below this, it'll say live. If you see it gray, click on it. It'll throw it in red. You'll be put into the fastest point. Another thing is everyone hearing the sound okay? So someone said, I saw a comment said that they couldn't see it, so just wanted to make sure that y'all can hear what she's saying. If not, I'll fill you in. Filed a lawsuit. Agree with Katie. That's scary. Is any violence happening? Yeah. A lot of stuff happening. All right, so everyone's hearing it. Cool. Let me play this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up X for y'all, and I'm just going to play the feed of X while you're listening to this girl's story. And this girl is a student, by the way. So yeah, let's go with that.
We've got summer vacation right around the corner for graduates like you. This is graduation that you may miss. And this also coincides with a lot of students not seeing graduation because of COVID, right? Is that something that you've heard a lot of or possibly experienced yourself?
Yeah, I am part of the class who didn't have a COVID high school graduation. But the students I'm talking to, my friends, I think people understand that this is bigger than our graduation. And this, at some point, this becomes expected if you've never had a graduation. I know I myself graduated from my parents' car from high school, and regardless, my friends' families and my family, we're all going to celebrate our graduation. But the students are reflecting a sentiment that they're not mad at the protesters for losing their graduation, which we don't have confirmation of. That's just speculation. But they're mad at the administration and for letting in the NYPD and escalating the situation in their eyes. And Barnard student government came out today and said that they are disappointed in the university trying to use graduation as leverage to get protesters to disband. and they fully back the supporter or the protesters.
Do you think it's going to work?
What's going to work? Barnard students pressuring the administration?
Yeah.
You know, I really don't know. I think anything is possible at this point. The university has conceded to some of CUAD's proposals. They've committed to being financially transparent. Students voted in both schools at Barnard and Columbia in a referendum vote to divest. But the university has said they're not divesting from Israel. So it remains to be known what kind of impact the student opinion is going to have long term.
Got it. I really appreciate all of your perspective here. It's an important perspective. We want to make sure that the student voice is heard in all of this chaos. It's something that is interrupted your day-to-day life. And Isa, I really can't appreciate or thank you enough for your words tonight.
Goodness, I'm sitting here with no sound. I've been running my mouth. I apologize. I'm so sorry. My bad. Sorry. One thing I want to say is that there was someone who said that they just subscribed over on TikTok. I greatly appreciate y'all. Thank you for doing that. So my bad. Sorry, everyone, about that. Also, right here, I was reading that a commissioner, New York Police Department, came out saying that the rumors of tear gas being utilized at Columbia University are false. So, but I am one to where I thought that they would be doing something like that. So that's good to know. What's AI? Have a wonderful and blessed night. So, my bad. Of course, the best rants happen on mute. Everyone let Faith know how she missed the spicy WarDeadpool. Or I snapped when I first came onto YouTube. I mean, I just let it rain on facts of things that I couldn't say. Bus is filled with pro-Hamas supporters. I love that OSINT is actually calling it for what it is. It's pro-Hamas supporters. So, did they get the spicy voice here? Yes, let's go. Yeah. I think it was Faith who actually said she subscribed. I forget. But to the person who subscribed over on the TikTok side, thank you so much for your support to the WarDeadpool community. Team Spicy, let's go. I don't have it set up for being monetized. If you are someone that says, hey man, I want to support you with gifts and things like that, Just remember when I go over to TikTok, or you can join my Discord, and I can shoot you my PayPal and things like that, but you ain't got to. So you don't have to do that. But yeah, I definitely appreciate you. New York City Hall has informed CBS News that there is evidence suggesting the presence of the wife of a known terrorist among the protesters. What? Let me read this again. New York City Hall has informed CBS News that there is evidence suggesting the presence of the wife of a known terrorist among the protesters. Insanity. University dorms are on lockdown, as I assume. Good old Jonathan came out saying lots of spins, talks, and rumors of an immediate deal or an Israeli assault on Hamas and Rafah. My analysis of this complex situation and what Israel has to do. I'd love to play it, but right now I'm covering too much of this. What? So yeah, this is here saying, you know, the wife of a terrorist group, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. Not surprised. Probably the lady they interviewed. That lady they interviewed is a known, what's the word? Maybe activist, but yeah, she goes around a lot causing problems. So why doesn't that surprise me? Wow. Claims earlier of that's tear gas. You have where fire alarm can be heard within the Hamilton Hall as riot officers continuing to enter the building via the second floor window in order to conduct arrest. Yeah, I'm sure they pulled the fire alarm. Statement earlier by Columbia University administration. We believe that the group that broke into and occupied the building is led by individuals who are not affiliated with the university. So if you ever sit here and you have someone that says, you know, hey, these are students and everything, there you go. It goes on to say, sadly, this dangerous decision followed more than a week of what had been productive discussions with representatives of the West Lawn. She should be on the first flight out of here. Instigator. Is that the word I'm looking for? Agitator. Yeah. Was being here, was too funny, Poppy. This could get bad super fast. It can. It seems like it's kind of taken a chill break. So let's see. Yeah, this is the woman who is the wife of a known terrorist. This is crazy. If any kid is hurt tonight, responsibility will fall on the mayor and university's president. Oh my goodness. AOC, everybody. AOC, congratulations. AOC coming out saying if any kid is hurt tonight, responsibility will fall on the mayor and the university's president. Other leaders and schools have found a safe de-escalation path This is the opposite of leadership and endangers public safety. AOC, everybody. AOC, who just was blind to everything that went on last night. And then again, she thinks that, you know, cows need to be taken out or whatever because they fart. So, all right, so we already seen that earlier. Got two other posts. New York Police Department confirmed the flashbangs were used in the storming earlier on the barricaded hall, with over 50 pro-Hamas supporters and demonstrators having already been arrested. That is one of the buses. Cheers from the crowds as protesters from Columbia University are arrested. See, here's the thing. You got pro-Hamas that are being arrested, and you got people who sit there and say, oh, we're just down there supporting pro-Palestine. No, you're not. You're supporting Hamas. Let's call it what it is. So, AOC drinking again. So, yeah. Let's turn this back on. See what they're saying.
No, we're not, and those numbers are on full display tonight. I do want to check in with Stephen Romo because you've had a different vantage point of the show of force going into Columbia University. Stephen, what's been the reaction from students seeing the NYPD engage on campus after being kept away for over a week?
Well, there were a few students who seemed to welcome that, very much in the minority of what I saw. If anything, there were some others that seemed sort of to expect it or indifferent. But most vocal that I saw were people who were unhappy to see the police officers going onto campus. I've covered a lot of tense situations, a lot of unrest. I've never seen this show of force, this number of officers pour into one place at one time. It's like nothing that I've ever seen, and I'm certain that's true for many of these college students as well. It's surreal to see that on their college campus, a veritable army of the NYPD pouring in to complete this operation. It's just it's uncanny to see in this Ivy League campus, and they were experiencing that in real time. And many of them, as you'd imagine, are taking photos and videos, and they're going to remember where they were when this actually happened. But a variety of responses.
And Steve, I think it's really important to note here that Columbia University, there are many students that are on campus right now that are not protesting. They live on campus. Do we know whether they are being told to?
I want to have some fun. JC, got a question. So you're pro-Palestinian, Gaza, correct? I want to have some fun with this one. Let's see. JC? So why are you a supporter for Palestine? Sorry. Why are you a supporter? Are you someone who attends these events like tonight? So I know that time is delayed, so it's going to take a minute to have the conversation like this. But yeah, if you want to, there's a little gray live that's, you know, about right in here underneath. You click that, you click the red, it'll make you go click up to it. There you go. Someone saying free Palestine from Hamas. So the most mascot symbol for the party. So, oh, there's Big Zine. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. All right, so I guess that person decided that they didn't want to respond to me. They just wanted to come in and say pro-Palestine and then just ran off. I wanted to get into this playground. I think JC's a Fed. Well, I'm CIA. I mean, I'm not CIA. They got scared. Hey, look, I was going to go in with, simple questions. What's up, Abe? Good to see you. The problem is a lot of these folks protesting have no clue. Agreed. I don't know how to say your name. But yeah, sick. Sick girl. Yes, you are correct. They have no clue. They're either anti-government. They don't understand what Houthis have done to Yemen. They think for some reason that Yemen's the one attacking in the Red Sea. Education has failed the system. And when I see people like that, I definitely sit there and I'm like, you can't be students. Or either you just didn't even have history class in high school. So, have I missed much? Oh, yes, Shell. Shell, if anybody wants to let Shell know, I went very spicy earlier. So, my friend's son goes to USC, and he doesn't get to have a graduation this year. So sad. I hate that. I'm so sorry to hear that for your friend's son. They don't even know what river to the sea is. Agreed. They say that, it's a hypocritical thing to sit there and say that what you believe is Israel's committing genocide. But then you literally start having chants of saying from the river to the sea, which is genocide, which means kill them all. That's what they mean. Iran 1979 starting the death to America, death to Israel. That's Iran for you. Some people don't understand that there's Iranian-backed proxies. They don't understand that that's Hamas. They don't understand the Houthis. They don't understand Hezbollah. If you missed anything, you can always scroll back. And definitely true, you definitely can. Yeah, so there you go. If you want to see the spicy side, take this thing right on back to an hour and about 40 minutes. So about 8 minutes into the show, you will be like, holy smokes, WarDeadpool snapped. So, no way my son will allow my granddaughter to apply to Columbia for law school. No, yeah. And most of these four-year college kids didn't even get a high school graduation either. Yep, from the sickness 4 years ago. That is correct. We were listening to a girl who was a college student, and she's about to graduate, and she was saying that she was also not a part of the high school being able to graduate. So, Falco, yes, thank you for your service. I missed that one, but thank you so much. I'm not Jewish, but my husband is. It hurts my heart to see this happening in America. Faith, I'm amazed that this is happening throughout the whole entire world, it's baffling to see supporters of Hamas. And don't sit here and come in and say, you know, well, I support Palestine. No, you support Hamas. Let's be real. You're anti-Israel, because here's the thing. I haven't seen one of y'all, when y'all do these protests, I haven't seen one of y'all who actually went through to doing the call of prayer while you were protesting. I didn't see y'all tonight do it. I didn't see y'all last night do it. I didn't see you back in, late October when you were crossing the bridge in London, or crossing the bridge in New York, or crossing the bridge in San Francisco, even just a week or two ago. I never have seen anyone who did call a prayer that was saying that, you know, here they are, a pro-Palestine person. So why are you being a jackpot, disrespectful to Muslims, and yet you were saying that you are for freeing Palestine? Another thing is if you're a woman and you're listening to me on this, they're probably interviewing a supporter. I don't care to listen to supporters, but I'll go back and listen to this. But if you are a woman and you're sitting here saying, hey, you're saying that you support Palestine, or however you want to believe, okay? Well, understand this. Any woman who's standing on the front line, look it up, Muslim, okay? Look at your laws, You cannot be on the front line. And if you are on the front line and you are a woman and you're talking, because majority of these have a lot of women on the front line. If you go to West Bank, if you go to Gaza, if you go in front of Hezbollah, if you go in front of the Houthis, and you are a woman, or any of these women who are doing this stuff, look, I'm going to tell you, if you go over there into those areas, and you go around these Muslims, or if you really want this stuff in America, do understand that you will be crucified. It's not a beheading. It's not cutting your hand off because you picked up $1 and stole it off the ground of something that's not yours. No, you're crucified. You're crucified. You're crucified so bad that your body bloats up. You know, like a chicken exploding from being inside of a heater so long. The reason being is because you're in this heat for so long. They leave you there for days. Literally, birds come and pick your eyes out and everything else. It's grotesque. It's disgusting. That's what happens to you. But yes, you know, I always love it. People come in here. Well, not on this chat, but on my other social media. They go on there and they want to sit there and be like, free Palestine. They over and over again. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my watch going, it's literally call a prayer time. Why are you not? Why are you not literally throwing out your rug, taking your knees to the ground, and taking your head into the ground? Why not? It's amazing. And then I got people, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just trying to make you think. Some people come in here and they're like, look, I never want to see people hurt. And you're saying that you're humanitarian. Some people don't understand this, okay? Do you know what Houthis are? So you sit here and you're like, you heard through the news that Yemen was attacking cargo ships and other types of ships in the Red Seas. That's wrong. It's the Houthis who are doing it. It's not Yemen. It's Houthis. Houthis and Yemen have been in a war for over a decade. 400,000 people have lost their lives due to starvation from the Houthis. It's what takes place. So are you really sure that if you're humanitarian, then you need to be calling out the Houthis? If you're humanitarian, you need to be calling out Hamas for the starvation that's taking place. Look at literally the airdrops that are taking place in Gaza. Go watch them. Go watch them. You want to cry your eyes out of how sad it is for actual true Palestinians who are still being held in Palestine? No, they're not Israel hostages. They're Palestinian hostages underneath Hamas. Some people don't understand it. Some people don't understand that in a 2-block radius, there is a terrorist standing at a corner to where if he sees you, a Palestinian, leaving from there, they'll shoot you dead in the street. They don't want to talk about that. So why are you not calling out Hamas and saying, hey, Hamas, free the hostages. Stop killing Palestinians in there. Here's another random side fact that a lot of people don't know because they don't understand what West Bank is. So you got some people who will come in and say, hey man, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about and things like that. And I'll sit there and say, okay, you know, they'll go into wanting to say something, you know, along the lines of West Bank. That the reason why West Bank is getting attacked now is because Israel's wanting to go after Hamas, so now they're going after West Bank. That's not true at all. West Bank has been gone after for forever. Okay, and the other thing is when there was the first exchange where it was 150 people and prisoners, 150 that were given back, and only 50 hostages that were given. So it was 3-to-1 odds. Of those 150 that were taken out of jail from Israel, they were sent back to where they came from. Okay? Where they were arrested at. Here's the thing. Some of them, Palestinian, okay? Some of them were sent back to West Bank. And they did messed up crap. Do you know what happened to them? I don't know how many it was. But there was people in West Bank who were waiting for these criminals to get off the bus that were Palestinians. Waiting for them to get off the bus and literally killed them, hung them, crucified them on a freaking stone wall, one after another. Stoned them. Look, if you think that you are going to come into this chat, if you think that you're actually wanting to be someone who says free Palestine, I want you to understand what you are doing. If you are someone who's gay or lesbian, you will not survive over there. Not even for a second. If those laws were brought here in America and you're gay or you're lesbian, you're done. You are killed. You are killed. Education goes a long ways, and I wish that some of y'all would look it up. I wish, in all honesty, I wish that a lot of people who sit there and say that there's so much for something would actually go and visit an area. Not watch a TikTok video, not watch my TikTok videos. Actually go and study this stuff. And you sit here and you know, some people sit here and say the Palestinian map. That there's a Palestinian map. Look, go find me that map before 1995 that was published in a book. That's all you got to do. Find me a map before 1995. There's your challenge. If you believe in the Palestinian map, find that published in a book before 1995. That's all you got to do. If you can't find it, then maybe it's about time for you to understand that you're believing in Iranian-backed media outlets, or you're believing in United Arab Emirates who take that map to the UN meetings. They take that map, they preach it. Another thing I want you to understand about that map is I want you to sit there and look very close on it. I want you to see how there's little circles, and those circles that are white out are minor and major cities. They're Jerusalem, they're Bethlehem, and things like this. I want you to sit there and say, I want you to question, why is it that Palestinians are claiming this of just sand? They're not claiming major or minor cities was there. They're just claiming sand. Be like someone just going onto the moon and putting a flag up there and being like, this is all ours. No, that's not how it works. You know, there's a lot of history facts that you need to know. So, go get them. Let's go. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, look, you're in my channel to where I'm unglued. You know, I'm still going to be respectful in things like this, but if you spew nonsense and you have nothing to back it up, like, you're going nowhere with me. So, cayenne for sore throats. Huh. Didn't know that, MD. You can't justify genocide, so don't even try, pal. So wait, Seven Sons. Let me ask you a question. So here you go. Yeah, I love this comment. Everybody knows what I'm gonna really say back to you. Why the hell are you sitting here saying to the river, to the sea, Palestine will be free? Why are you saying that? Do you not know that that means genocide? And guess what? It's Iranian-backed media to where you are getting these bizarre reports of that Israel hit a hospital. I guarantee you, the two of y'all that are in here, y'all believe it. But go find that from CNN. Go find that from Fox. Whatever side that you're on. If you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, or you're neither. Go find it. Do it without a Iranian-backed media. You're not going to do so. Why? Because it never happened. Do you know that it was investigated? It was investigated for the by the humanitarian order. Okay, humanitarian order. Sat there, literally went into that hospital, went over there to that hospital and did their investigation. The evidence provided to them from Israel showed Hamas launched it and it came right back and it hit a parking lot. They investigated it. They said, no way these numbers that y'all came up with, no way that could have happened. You had 5 cars that was burned. There's video evidence of it. They literally took a drone image of that parking lot. No hospital hit, and it was done by Hamas. When they sat there and they went to Hamas, and they went to UAE, and they went to these Iran itself, everybody who was screaming that it happened, everyone who was screaming that it happened, that Israel did it, not one of them could provide truth to a video that showed Israel doing it. So why are you saying that Israel is committing genocide? Why are you saying Israel is committing genocide? Because you can't find it unless you're an Iranian supporter, unless you are an Iranian believer in their media. It's the only way that you find this chaos of your pipe dream that Israel is doing genocide. Here's a better one for you. I assume that the two of y'all have left out, but here's another one for you. What about the Houthis killing people in Yemen? 400,000 people starved to death. 400,000 starved. Houthis that are pretty much no different than Hamas. No different than Hamas. Okay, the only difference between Hamas and Houthis, I guarantee probably neither one of you knuckleheads understand this, and sorry I'm calling names, but I'm trying to be logical, but you don't even want to say anything back. So, but let me just go ahead and kick some more truth to you. What's the difference between Hamas and Houthis? It's because underneath Muhammad, when he passed away, one side of the Muslims underneath sat there and said, hey, we need, this needs to go down into this lineage. And another side sat there and said, hey, this needs to be passed on to his general. That's the difference between Hamas and Houthis. Let's see. Here's your famine in Yemen. There's your famine in Yemen. 130,000 right there for you. Look it up, Wikipedia, if you'd like to. If you want me to go find another one, I'll go find you another one. Here's another one for you. This is 377,000 estimates that the conflict in Yemen that I'm talking about. Here it is. Here's your facts. You're so much for free Palestine. I mean, you're so much for saying that that you are claiming that Israel's doing genocide. Where the fuck are you at right now? I mean, for real. You piss me off with saying stuff like that because you don't know no better. Where you at on this one? Do you want to come back? I mean, really, do you want to come back with me with saying that what Houthis have done to Yemen? 377,000 people died because at the hands of Houthis. Read it for yourself. This is NPR. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no clue the actions of what you speak on. You believe utter nonsense. It's saddening. It's sickening. It's disgusting the way that you believe. I mean, some of you knuckleheads come over in here and sit there and say that Israel allowed Hamas to batter and butcher women and children. Do you know that there was a man that was in my Discord channel? A man that lives in Israel, that lives not even 5 miles from there. Do you know what images he was showing in my Discord channel? It had to be taken down. It dealt with sick stuff of what they did to private parts on kids. And before you sit there and say, oh, whatever, I don't believe it. The President of the United States of America even confessed to seeing those. The President of the United States of America sat there and talked about how sickening what Hamas did. So please, by all means, when you sit here and you come in with your genocide bullcrap talk, when you come in trying to act like you're for free Palestine, please just do me one favor. Go eat freaking rocks and play out in the middle of the road. Because that's apparently all of what you're good at right now. That's how much of a joke you are. Well, I see they didn't last long. Sickening doesn't even begin to describe what Hamas did. That's right. Vikings didn't even do what Hamas did on that day. Barbarians. You know, the videos, the pictures, things like that, they don't get it. They don't want to believe it. Like, literally, it was posted by Hamas. Literally, it was posted by Houthis. Literally, it was posted by Hezbollah. Literally, it was posted by Iran. But yet, you are in America being like, oh, I don't believe that. But you're so much for Iranian-backed media. Why don't you believe that one? You like this, WDP. Let's go. I like spicy WDP. I spit out facts. It baffles me that here you are claiming something and you don't know jack doo-doo about it. I had someone come in here, not on this channel, but on another channel. I had someone try telling me that the police were trained by IDF. What? Police trained by IDF. Does anyone want to take a stab at when police started in America? Does anyone want to take a stab at when Israel became a state? Okay. Like, I guess you were someone who believes that a 5-year-old could give birth to a man who's 50 years old. Then again, you can go and search Google, can men have babies, and you can find weird crap like that all day long. So no telling what you believe out there. So, yeah, that's correct. As Bella's saying, and we say Vikings are barbarians, yeah. Yep. Is that when it was? 1927, 1945? I appreciate y'all. But yeah. Or 1947, appreciate it. 48. But yeah, I mean, come on. Then again, you got some people, no disrespect to anybody who doesn't know this, but you got some people that believe that, you know, the Wild Wild West was ancient old and slavery being abolished was just the other day. You know, there's another weird one for you to go down. You have where, and someone's going, what in the world are you on a kick on about? I'm just talking about how people don't study history that much and they want to cause a fight with stuff. I mean, literally, Wyatt Earp was 20 years old when slavery was abolished. Wyatt freaking Earp was 20 years old when slavery was abolished. I've talked about this. I've shown the facts to it. But you have people who will want to cause a stink and a war and a problem over things, and it's like, you just don't know much history. So, I wish, because that means every person at the age of 18 must serve 2 years. Does no one fear the fact people defend these actions? At what point they begin their crap here? Yep, it scares me to the core. If Stacy, you know, I posted a thing by Brian Williams on my TikTok. You should really watch that video. 2021. Check it out. Can't stop laughing. Doo-doo. Let's go. Sick, twisted. Yeah. And that's true. People just read headlines. They don't want to get into it. This world needs Jesus Christ. Let's go. Oh, hold on. Someone said on Fox.
What the mayor and the police commissioner have mentioned, that these protests have been and are being influenced by external actors who are unaffiliated with universities, some of whom have been known to our department and others for many years for their dangerous, disruptive, and at times criminal activity associated with protests for years. So this is not about what's happening overseas. It's not about the last 7 months. It's about a very different commitment to, at times, violent protest activity as an occupation. A number of university partners have reported to us in New York and also across the country that significant portions of their protester populations are unaffiliated with their schools. They haven't got a right to be on campus, and this violates university policies. And most importantly, it presents dangers to students and to the whole university communities where it's happening. And second, we see an escalation in tactics. And when we see what we saw last night, I'm going to show you a few examples, and they exemplify some of the behavior that we're seeing in a much more holistic way. We think these tactics are a result of guidance that's being given to students from some of these external actors.
All right, so you've been listening to NYPD officials and Mayor Eric Adams earlier today. This was before all of the commotion.
Oh, dagnammit, my mic is off. Everybody, by the way, Seven Sons back in here. Seven Sons sitting there saying that, you know, that there was no babies that were beheaded. Dude, do you know that Iran actually posted that? Do you know that Iran was the one who showed video, live footage of that? Go look it up, Hezbollah. Go look that up. That is Iranian-backed media. Just go look it up. It's not hard. So, question is now are you now saying that, hey, at that point in time you just didn't believe of what Iran was showing and doing then? So, yeah, tons of videos are posted. You know, Seven Sons, and I don't mean this any disrespectful to people who believe in flat Earth, because I really do appreciate flat Earthers. They study and stuff. But dude, Seven Sons, you are so far-fetched, man. I mean, it's sad. But that is all that I'm going to feed you. You don't deserve any more feeding because you're just idiotic. You're lost. Because you want to be lost. So, by the way, if it is lagged, do not forget that right here, right below here, you will see the live that says if it is gray, click on it where it's red and it'll click up to the new stuff. So, Let's see. Give me just a second. Heading over to chain of command. If you know, you know. So, let's see. What else do we have? You're a PhD. I don't really give a flying flip if you are a PhD or not. You can claim whatever you want to, man. I've seen people claim that they are from, that they're Jesus Christ. You can do whatever the hell you want to in here. But, I mean, your PhD doesn't mean anything to Iranian-backed militia group. I mean, Iranian-backed media reporting that they killed babies, that they showed videos of it. Iran did. Hezbollah did. Hamas, Houthis. So if you were really given a PhD, man, I don't know who gave it to you. Because not even Iran would give it to you. I'm brainwashed. That's hilarious. That's it, everybody. Congratulations. I'm brainwashed. I went underneath MK Ultra. Everyone. Oh, man. People throw out random things. Someone's going to sit here and say, hey, man, I flip burgers at McDonald's. I know physics 101, you know, because I got my degree at McDonald's for flipping burgers, you know. Oh, I make $25 at Targets. I know how restrooms work. Crap that some people say. How to drag my behind over here to listen to the dragon conversation. No, do not do that, Katie. What? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Let me look something up. I didn't see the video that you posted from Rumble. My apologies. Let me check something. Let's see something. I'll have to do a search for that later. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do a search now on this. Give me just a second, y'all. I'm just trying to do something here. Let me play this for a minute.
Watchword.
Well, I'm doing something.
You know, anti-American, anti-Israeli, anti-capitalist, anti-system, to your point. And we have seen elements of that here, and I know the viewers have as well. But this started with some of these students who could not abide by the suffering that they had seen in Gaza, and according to them, at the hands of Israel and the IDF as we near 7 months of this war here. And so, according to Columbia University, Hal, many of the Hamilton Hall occupiers, so to speak, Columbia University administrators said many of them who were leading this were not affiliated with the university, and that speaks to your point as well here. Hal, let's move from the protests here stateside to the developments in the Middle East. You and I were discussing on the air last night whether or not this was the closest negotiators have gotten to a Hamas hostage deal. Well, Bibi Netanyahu weighing in on that very question today. Hal, this is about a 4-minute video from Bibi Netanyahu. We want to play it for the viewers, and we'll get you to respond. Let's watch.
You have to hear this to believe this. The International Criminal Court in The Hague is contemplating issuing arrest warrants against senior Israeli government and military officials as war criminals. This would be an outrage of historic proportions. International bodies like the ICC arose in the wake of the Holocaust committed against the Jewish people. They were set up to prevent such horrors, to prevent future genocides. Yet now, the International Court is trying to put Israel in the dock. It's trying to put us in the dock as we defend ourselves against genocidal terrorists and regimes, Iran, of course, that openly works to destroy the one and only Jewish state. Branding Israel's leaders and soldiers as war criminals will pour jet fuel on the fires of anti-Semitism, those fires that are already raging on the campuses of America and across capitals around the world. It will also be the first time that a democratic country fighting for its life according to the rules of war is itself accused of war crimes. The Israeli army, the IDF, is one of the most moral militaries in the world. It takes endless measures to prevent civilian casualties, measures that no other army takes. It does so while fighting a terrorist enemy which uses its own civilians as human shields. You know the truth. Hamas places its weapons, its terrorists, in hospitals, schools, mosques, and throughout civilian areas. They do this in order to win immunity and to maximize civilian casualties. So while Hamas shows no care for the lives of Palestinians and steals humanitarian aid meant for civilians, Israel is facilitating a surge of humanitarian assistance to Gaza. And we do this to ensure that the Palestinian population's humanitarian needs are met, rather than commend Israel for abiding by the rules of war while fighting an enemy that violates every rule of war, including holding 133 Israeli men, women, and children hostage. Who's the ICC targeting? The democracy called Israel. And in targeting Israel, the ICC would be targeting all democracies because it would be undermining their inherent right to defend themselves against savage terrorism and wanton aggression. Clearly, this threat by the ICC is not an attempt to enforce the law. Israel is not even subject to the court's jurisdiction, and it has an independent legal system that rigorously investigates all violations of the law. Rather, this ICC attempt is an attempt to paralyze Israel's very ability to defend itself. The government and people of Israel reject outright this grave threat to our security, this grave threat to our very existence. And I want to assure you, no ICC action will impact Israel's ironclad determination to achieve the goals of our war with Hamas terrorists. We will destroy Hamas's military and governing capabilities in Gaza. We will release all our hostages, and we will ensure that Gaza never poses a threat to Israel again. Israel expects the leaders of the free world to stand firmly against the ICC outrageous assault on Israel's inherent right of self-defense. We expect them to use all the means at their disposal to stop this dangerous move. 6 months after the terrible Hamas massacre of October 7th, 80 years after the horrors of the Holocaust, the Jewish state calls on decent people everywhere to reject this outrage by the ICC, to stand with Israel as we fight the barbarians of Hamas and Iran, and as we work to secure a more peaceful world.
All right, so we wanted to play that in its entirety, Hal, to let the viewers hear from Bibi Netanyahu there. So, Hal, if you could, what did you hear Netanyahu saying? He really went after the ICC. He urged, I wouldn't say urged, he seemed to demand that his allies in the West come to Israel's backing against what we are hearing are reports that the ICC may issue criminal arrest warrants against Netanyahu and other high-ranking Israeli officials. That remains to be seen there. But you also heard Hal committing to extirpate Hamas. And he said this today as well, according to another statement from his office, quote, "We will enter Rafah and we will eliminate Hamas's battalions there with or without a deal to achieve total victory," alluding to the deal that you and I discussed last night is potentially very close to being mediated here. Do you think that line was being taken well by Secretary of State Blinken in the region today? What do you think Tony Blinken thought when he heard that line today, Hal?
Well, Tony Blinken is looking at this obviously very closely, and he's realizing that time is not on Israel's side in many ways, politically speaking, that they need to work very quickly. Now, that's one of the things that's putting a lot of wind in the sails, if you will, of everybody trying to push for this to happen. One of the things, and if I may take a step back, getting away from whatever the ICC is looking at in terms of Israeli official culpability, if you will, in what they perceive were war crimes or humanitarian crimes or whatever the indictment might, if it does actually occur, turn out to be. It also is interesting if you look back a little bit. There's another head of state that is actually under an ICC indictment, and that's Putin in Russia. And one of the things I kind of look at with this, and one of the goals certainly of Russia, is that they would like to neutralize the effect of the ICC. They would like to neutralize the effect of that outstanding warrant, if you will, for Putin around the world. And one of the ways to do this is to work behind the scenes to try to get the ICC to do something where the U.S. has to come out in opposition to it. And the U.S. is very, very vocal in saying that they do not agree with where the court is going in this regard. And so I kind of look a little bit beyond the immediate, what they're dealing with. Of course, it is just absolutely, amazing that here you have a court that was set up in the wake of the Holocaust to deal with the crimes against humanity that came from World War II and the Holocaust, and here it is trying to indict Israel. With that said, in fairness, officials, government officials, government heads of government, military leaders occasionally do things wrong. Occasionally they do things in war that are simply wrong. They do things in peace that are simply wrong, and they do warrant.
By the way, y'all are about 20 seconds behind, delayed. I need to figure out how to fix that. So yeah, welcome to the past, WDP. You ain't joking. I hate that. There's probably some things that I can do So, you're in the future. Wait for it. By the way, it's also an hour earlier at my house. Let's go. Stay. That's how it should. What did Digital Warrior say? Let's go, Digital Warrior. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I kind of missed what Netanyahu was saying because I was looking on the thing. But yeah, a good 20 seconds is what y'all are behind. So, I wonder if there's another way to try and get this down faster. We'll see. Yeah, I tried hitting the live button to update it, but it still, y'all are 20 seconds behind. Like, watch this. I'm gonna double click on this to make it a small screen. Count how long it is until you hear my voice. I'm doing it right now. So I just did it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 seconds. What's with Rafa? I missed that part somewhere. What do you mean? The thing that's going on with Rafa is Israel said that they're still going to go after them. So, yeah. Laugh out loud. He said count. Let's go. You're always late anyways. I don't know what FTL stands for, but I appreciate that. Sick. For saying that. Maybe I can get it a little bit better. And that is one thing I don't like about YouTube, is being 20 seconds delayed. That's insane. You heard, wow, interesting. You counted the 3 and then heard my voice. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, why are they going after Rafa? Is that what you're meaning, D? So, it's because it deals with Gaza. It's the where the border crossing's at. For once, my service is working. Oh snap! Also, everyone's chat filter set to all messages. I forget about that too. You know, you're so right. Man, I totally forgot that. My bad. I do the exact same thing. They always have a delay. Thank you, Sick. Maybe, just maybe, I can do something about it. Nothing you can do. Okay. Well, just give me a chance. Let me see if I can. But y'all two sound like y'all know better. Dual stream from Rumble, Twitch, or Kick. Okay. Thanks, Sick. Really, I did not know that TikTok had a delay of 10 seconds. I knew it was like a little bit, just fractions. Like, for instance, I just had the White House just now showed up. Yeah. It's built-in delay. That sucks. Oh, man. How many people we got in here? How many people do we have in here? where to see that at. You don't hear a delay? Yeah, you're back. So there's 182 people in here. Views are at 3,000. Stream health is excellent. That's good. Wait. Hold on. Let me try one thing just real quick. This may. Let me try something. Where was it I was at? No, there's something else. It's all right. All right, so I think it's time for the dragon. I think it's time for me to go to bed. Greatly do appreciate you all being in here. I had a blast. Had a lot of fun. It was very spicy. It was. I watched Thor on here. He has a good streaming tips. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sick. I appreciate that. Is it possible on the computer? Yeah, I'm gonna watch some videos, see if I can figure out some other tips and tricks. So, all right, kiddos, everyone have a wonderful and blessed night. As always, do not live in fear, because if you live in fear, you die several times in your life. If you do not live in fear, you only die once. I hope you all enjoyed the show for the spicy WarDeadpool over here. But yeah, let's go. All right, everyone, thank you so much for the taps. I greatly do appreciate y'all. I don't know if there's anything else to say besides that. Because I don't see how many taps came in. I don't see how many comments came in. So, but I do appreciate you all here. I love it that y'all watch through this. So very helpful. But yeah. I do see there on the screen it says NYPD says officers have cleared Hamilton Hall. So that's good to know. All right, everyone, have a wonderful and blessed night. Thank you for being here. Everyone, take care. God bless. Bye, y'all.